Let's introduce the major players. A.J. Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles. David Samson, host at Meadowlark Media with Dan Le Batard. So we learned that A.J. Brown reads a book on the sidelines, and he pulled it out during the Eagles' wild card win in Philly against the Green Bay Packers. The reaction from the media?
A.J. Brown, 1 catch, 3 targets, 1 book read on the sideline.
Come on, man.
Are we good with that?
No, hell no. And I'm gonna put. But hold on. Give me a second. When it comes to Jalen Hurts and Kellen Moore as the offensive play caller, that should never happen in any football game.
Kudos to McCourty for checking Harry Douglas here. Samson, meanwhile.
So I'd like to talk about something.
What?
I'd like to talk about what it is to fire a player when you are reading a book on the sideline. And I'm sorry, Dan, you may not want to go there, but A.J. Brown's career with the Eagles is done. And I am so lit up about this subject because I don't understand why the coach is absolutely supporting his ability to be distracted like that on the sideline. And we're allowing a player to say, oh, this had nothing to do with the fact that me and Jalen Hurts don't like each other and I had 1 catch. I think it's an outrage.
What a ridiculous take, I must say, about A.J. Brown being done with the Eagles. I mean, last week you're cutting Mike Evans before he gets his bonus. This week it's A.J. Brown being cut for reading a book. I love what you're doing here because you're taking takes to places they've never gone before, but this is ludicrous.
He won't be an Eagle. You cannot have someone on the sideline who is doing that. You cannot bring your pregame preparation onto the sideline. We just wouldn't allow it.
Whether he's trolling or not, it's flat out nonsense. And hey, just a quick break in the action. You should go subscribe to my new show, The Rick Strom Show. I'm going to be interviewing people from sports, music, journalists, authors, sports doctors. It's going to be fantastic. Please go subscribe. Thank you. But let's unpack why he does this first. All right, and then we'll react. Via CBS Sports, Brown has used the book to channel the mental aspects of the game of football. He would even go on to say, who cares who doesn't like it? Yeah, who cares? To be clear, Tom Carroll and Logan Mullen would say, it was quickly assumed it was a message about not being utilized enough, but in fact, he was actually reading a self-help book. Brown denied that reading on the sidelines was any sort of veiled message. See, that is the problem with all of this, including from Samson. Brown followed it up with this, man, it gives me a sense of peace. That's a book that I bring every single game. My teammates call it The Recipe. It's the first time I heard that y'all got me on camera, but it's not the first game. It's got a lot of points in there. It's a lot of mental game, a lot of mental parts about it. And, you know, for me, this game is mental. Amen to that. More from Brown. I fiercely believe I can do anything and everything, but I've got to make sure my mental is good. It's something like how I refresh every drive, regardless of if I score a touchdown or I drop a pass. I always go back to that book every drive and just refocus, and nothing matters. Nothing happened. Just rely back in. Head coach Nick Sirianni would stick up for his star receiver. I'm definitely okay with it, he told WIP. The crazy thing is, he's been reading this book on the sideline for a long time. It just so happened a camera saw it this week. Some guys pray in between. Some guys meditate in between. AJ reads in between. Seems fair enough. Sirianni would go on. Whatever these guys need to do to put their mind in a place where they can play with great detail, and great effort, I fully encourage them to do that. I love A.J. Brown. He's such a great teammate. I saw Jahan Dotson said something defending A.J. I thought that was awesome too. Another example of our teammates defending each other. Lastly, from Sirianni, we don't do any research, and we jump to a conclusion of, oh, he must be disgruntled. That to me is lazy. It's almost calling out Samson. Everyone needs to figure out why A.J. Brown's doing it before they jump to judgment on the man, because the man, A.J. Brown, is a great, great, great person. The man, A.J. Brown, is the best receiver. And I'll say without hesitation, the best receiver that this city has ever seen. Easy. It's hard for me to watch when people are getting on him without doing the proper research of who the man is and what he's doing in the first place. I'm going to talk about this more in a second, but I also really want to give a shout out to the author, Jim Murphy, because this story has now led to more recognition and success. According to Front Office Sports, Inner Excellence is now the #1 bestseller. So even the terrible media coverage that has come out of sports media has led to a win. Murphy, interviewed by the Today Show, would say, "It is amazing and a real gift and an honor. It's an honor," he would say, "that anyone would include me in their life. But I think the greatest gift that anyone can have is wisdom to know who God is there for, who you are, what he's doing in the world, and how you can join in, and how you can live a life where you feel fully alive." Brown enjoys this book so much, okay, that he posts about it on his own social media. One caption would even read, "This game is 90% mental and 10% physical for me. I bring it to every game and I read it between each drive. I use it to refocus and lock in despite what may transpire in the game, good or bad. People tend to create controversy when they don't know the truth." More from the author Murphy. "There's so much out of your control, and the team aspect is such a big thing because we're created for relationship, and that love is a relationship, and there's no fear in love. When you can play fearlessly and have no concern for self, then anything is possible for the Eagles and anybody." Via Odyssey once more. Brown has since become the unequivocal top wideout in Philly and arguably among the best in the NFL at his position when he is healthy. Though their run-heavy offense has resulted in him venting frustration about his own usage, Brown is the top dog in the wideout room, and to that I concur. I will say this in conclusion, because I think what frustrates me is, what's the best way to put this? What frustrates me is this. I see so many people trying to have like a less polarizing Whitlock approach, but in the name of going viral, in the name of virality, in the name of making a name for themselves. And it really irks me. It really, really does. Because it's so easy. It is the low-hanging fruit in this entire scenario to say, he's reading. He hates his teammates. He hates Jalen Hurts. He's venting. He's moping. You know, that's really selfish. You know who you sound like? You sound like a dumb sports radio caller that when a guy goes out and does charity work, or I don't know, he's getting a late night meal, someone will call in and say, he should be in bed. He should be reading the playbook. He should be devoting himself to his craft a little more, like they're not human. And let me also say this. If reading a few passages from a book helps that person enrich themselves in their career and lead to more success, why are you hating on it? If that book provides mental clarity to help A.J. Brown be more successful and better the next snap, the next series, the next game, why are you hating? I've interviewed a lot of athletes, and some of the things they do are unconditional and unorthodox. There was, I'm blanking on it, but there was one boxer who had his trainer pour cold water down their shorts. It's become somewhat of a common practice, but still, to see it every now and then is surprising. Another boxer got slapped in the face by his trainer to wake him up. I actually remember a viral moment that I cannot play on YouTube because NFL owns the rights, of a football player asking to get slapped in the face by the head trainer before a game. It might have even been a playoff game or the Super Bowl. Athletes are a different breed. And I think to poke fun, let's be honest, it's because of learned and lived experiences that we, whoever's making that criticism, does not experience or cannot even fathom and relate to. That's what it is. And my thing is this. If it works for them, especially if it is one of the best receivers in football, stop hating. Stop. Or you know what you could have done? You could have reached out to the Eagles or just followed the reports or the quotes from A.J. Brown. But no, you want to play up what could very well be Fugazi rift. Don't like it, not a fan of it. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.